welcome to my June half-term video blog. It's been a while since I've spoken to you on video. Lots of things have been changing and happening in the world of Cherry Carp. One thing that hasn't changed though is the weather. June the 2nd, flaming June. I'm sat on the end of a northerly. I thought there was no need for any thermals anymore. It's freezing cold, it's overcast, and here we go, happy days. Lots of things have been happening in the Cherry Carp community, and we'll get onto some of those things, exciting developments, in a little while. But normally at the start of a video like this, you get to see something like this. And if you don't see something like that, you see something that looks a little bit like something from the Benny Hill show. If you don't know what the Benny Hill show is or was, then Google it and you'll get to see exactly what I mean. In carping terms, it's where you put the bivvy up and you get the same kind of time-lapse thing going on, and therefore the hour and a half that it takes you to set up, or however long it is, gets condensed into a ridiculously short space of time with some comical music. I'm not going to do that. What we're going to be concentrating on is hopefully the fishing. Unfortunately for me, last night I got here and set up. I managed to nick one early doors, only with one rod in the water. Great way to start a 48-hour session, and this is what it looked like. Well, Cherry Carpers, this is a half-term special. I've only got one rod in the water, and I bagged one early doors. CNC waffle. Put over to a far tree line. Totally not prepared to show you this, but here we go. A little 11-pound common, and everyone's welcome. So there we go. Typical small Broadwater carp. Let's hope some of the big girls follow, and you'll get a proper introduction and some more background stuff as we go along. Cheers, see you in a bit. So, yeah, great way to get off the mark. Always takes the pressure off. Doesn't matter whether you're doing 24 hours, whether you're just grabbing a couple of hours, or whether you've got a longer session. To get an early fish, it does wonders for the confidence. A little bit later on, hopefully when the sun comes out or it brightens up at least a little bit, I'll try and show you the spots and the swim that I'm fishing in. We'll talk a little bit about the baiting strategies, because they're all slightly different on all three rods, and maybe get into the rigs that I'm actually using as well, and some of the components. Until then, I'm going to finish this rather nice warm cup of coffee that I've got sat by my feet, and I'll speak to you in a little while. Okay, so what's been happening since the last time we spoke? Well, first of all, this happened. Right, guys, not exactly what we're here for, but a nice interlude nonetheless. Sun's come out, and unfortunately the tench come out to play as well, but £6 tench is a £6 tench. This one on a KMT pop-up on a little hinge stiffy. As you can see, female, an absolute chock bang full of spawn by the look of it. Check that baby out. Come on. Let's just get some up. opportunity. Let's hope the carp follow. See you in a bit. And then I decided to show you around the lake. And this is what happened. Okay, so as promised earlier, what we're going to do now is I'm going to walk out the bivvy. I've got the GoPro on my head and I'm going to hopefully point out the spots and show you the lake I'm fishing for these couple of days during the holiday. Okay, this is my syndicate water called Broadwater. It's halfway between Birmingham and Coventry. It's about 13 acres in size, stretches away in front of us as you can see, comes down into this rather nice corner here which we'll talk a little bit about in a moment. It's got let's see, islands out there, 2 islands, and also stretches down in that direction. It's like a big L basically. We'll just ignore that rod that's bleeping at me at the moment, which is roach. It's a mature gravel pit. There are bars, there are silt pockets, not too deep, probably 8-9 foot at its deepest, 2 foot at its shallowest, especially on top of some of the bars. Fine. Kneel down now. I'm actually behind 2 of my rods that you can see here, and they're fishing on that far tree line. Now, the right hand rod is about there, and the left hand of the 2 is about there. I'm fishing quite well locked up because in that lovely picturesque corner, and as you can see the trees go into the water, there's a whole world of pain. My third rod, which, if I can just get my phone out of the way, which was sat behind there, is only about 30 yards in front of me, on a seam between some gravel and some silt. That's had about 30 spoms of mixed CNC and MLX boilies, some of them broken up, and a whole load of hemp. And one little edge that I use is when I bore my hemp up, quite literally after I've drained it, I put the boilies that I'm going to use straight into it, and it makes them go all lovely soft and mushy and gooey. So that's that rod. That's got an MLX Snowman on it, 18mm, and one of the little 11mm toppers, and that is what's getting bleeped at the moment because the little roach, which you know that in on the hemp at the moment, can't get it in the mouths, which is of course the plan. Across to the tree line, the right hand rod, which is the one that brought me the first fish yesterday. Oh hello, we're in. And this is what happens during live videoing. We actually get a take. Feels like a tench, which has now come off. Okay, not to worry. And there you can see my little hinge stiff rig, which is now rather straight, with the KMT boiler on, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So, as you can see, left hand rod with a little hinge stiffy, right hand rod with one of our combat range size 4 curve shanks, micro swivel and a stop, tied onto some coated braid, but I'll show you that in a minute. Okay, that's the lake. That's roughly what we're talking about in terms of baiting. So we'll get back to the bivvy. And then what happened? Unfortunately, I lost a carp. Decent sized carp right at the net. Graham, who's over in the swim, the next swim along actually, although there's a whole out of bounds bank over there. He fortunately just popped round, and as we swapped over in order for him to net the fish, unfortunately the hook pinged out on the line of the other rod, which is over on that far margin as I described to you earlier. Fortunately there's no video for that, because like most of us who've lost a carp at the net from time to time, especially when we've seen it, the BBFC would have a bit of a problem classifying it for a particular age group. Anyway, earlier on I mentioned a few new products that I'll talk to you about, and they're not so new now, especially those of you who are on the or in the Cherry Carp community. And if you're not, even if you don't use the bait, get on over. We're a decent bunch of blokes, always willing to share. We mentioned this lots and lots of times. Okay, now one of the guys who, in fact I'm going to mention I'm going to drop 2 names on this occasion, who work behind the scenes. The first is Dan Baldock, Dispatch Dan as he's known by Stu. He's the guy who's responsible for attempting to get Parcel Force to deliver all your deliveries as and when you expect them. Well, mine arrived actually whilst I was fishing, so between this time and last time I've been home to get a few goodies. So thanks Dan, nice one. The other guy is Mr. Carl Stanley, and he's responsible for the first of the things I'm going to show you. The cherry poppers, suitably named, obviously after cherry carp, and also with a strong connotation for our French venture, or rather Stu's French venture, a tang de cherry. Yet again with that, for those of you who don't know, absolutely first class French fishing at a realistic price, you know, because we're all in the same boat. First thing you'll notice about these is the colour. Okay, really stand out. And the second thing is they smell like Bazooka Joe. You just want to grab a handball, chew them and see how big a bubble you can blow. Not tried these before. Changed the right hand rod, which was a CNC wafter. It's now got a KMT bottom bait with one of these little beauties on top. Again, same rig, one of our combat range size 4 curves, micro ring swivel, and a little bead, hook bead to stop it, to position the hook bait on the curve of the curve. I'm not going to show you how to tie one up because you all know how, or you've seen somebody do it, or probably people far better than I, so I didn't really think there was that much point. the second thing that's obviously been causing a big stir, the splosh. Based on aminol, which is a whitefish hydroslate. Almost sounds like a shampoo advert, doesn't it? Here's the science bit. Okay, basically all the goodness, aminos, minerals, vitamins from parts of fish which would normally go to waste. The difference with aminol is it's a whitefish hydroslate as against any of you guys who, for instance, use stickies, krill hydroslate, things like that, which is obviously the same sort of thing. It's an extraction process where all the goodies are extracted from the subject matter, in this case whitefish, because it's based on aminol. I'm including the one and only, the world famous renowned Haith's Robin Red. Now, I've been using KMT since it came out, and obviously we're right into fish meal season, so KMT's playing a big part in my handling at the moment. The other bait that I use predominantly, although obviously you've seen earlier on in the video, I always have some CNC lurking around, is the MLX, and that's particularly because I've always been a fan of meaty baits, and needless to say there's a splosh for that too. Now obviously I had to pop home and get these, so I didn't have a chance to splosh any of the hook baits for any length of time, or prepare them as I maybe would do normally. So we've given one a dunk, and we'll see what occurs. Hopefully I can get as good a looking fish as the one that I lost at the net a while ago. A word of warning when you're smelling any of these, it's a bit like your chemistry teacher at school going, take the lid off, waft it towards your nose. Strong stuff, probably the most expensive component within our entire bait range. Well, the reason for that is everybody's hydroslates are not created equal. They're often mixed, or to use a street word, cut with different substances, so you end up with something which is either diluted or not as pure as it could be. Our sploshes, and they do actually come in all of the flavours that we do, so cherry and almond and CNC as well, are pretty much neat. Obviously there is some carrier involved, but only sufficiently to make it. You can't actually overdose with any of these sort of natural products, so that's the reason why you're actually paying for what's in them, not what's carrying them. So just thought I'd pass that on. Well, so what else has changed? Fortunately the post bought me plenty more KMT, hence the fact that I've been able to, I've baited from here, and I've also, what I didn't show you earlier on when I was showing you the lake, was behind that tree line is a road, which obviously you can walk along. Now the undergrowth has grown up pretty much now, so it's very difficult to get through to bait up, but you can fire them up in the air. So that far margin now has been given a liberal dose in the KMT. The ordinary KMT pop-up that I did have on the other rod, which did produce the carp, I've actually changed for a washed out fluoro KMT pop-up now, still on the hinge stiff rig, and we're all set. Got Muse going on in the background, just about to do my tea, and maybe have a glass or something. So hopefully I'll report back to you either in the morning. Probably won't video at night, obviously due to the light, but I'll report back video wise in the morning and see what's happening. So see you in a bit. Well, morning, sun's out again, probably the warmest I've been probably for the last 36 hours. Quiet night, apart from the odd bleep or two brought about by our resident crustaceans, which left me billy no baits this morning. Nothing left on any of the 3 rods. Last knockings now. I've just, as the sun's come out, I've just tied up a zig using our rig foam, which I've also doused in some splosh, albeit very quickly, and just put it out on what I normally reckon to be one of the carp's patrol routes. So hopefully, as we say, the fat bird hasn't started to chirp yet, so maybe I can nick one last thing. If I can get it in the video, if something happens, then I will. If not, I hope you've enjoyed a little insight to my fishing here on Broadwater for this half-term session. Don't forget about the Cherry Carp community. Contribute, share your pictures, share your catches. All the boys, we love to see everything that you do. Obviously you can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram too. So that's about it from me. Hope you've enjoyed it, as I say, and hopefully see you sometime either online or at a show, or maybe even on the bank. Cheers.